Alright, so in this one I'm going to be going over the whole Minnesota Roker phase series. If I figure out how to segment it map by map, I will. I've never actually done that, but I'm just going to get right into it. Hell of a series, by the way. I just did the Optic Ravens one before this, although I've already seen this series. I have not seen finals yet, though, so when I go over that, it will be a surprise. So you kind of have this standard split. One guy drops bottom. Generally, you want to do this to throw a shoulder for quick info at around the timing it would take for someone to hit through boat or to drop down spiral if they're going to do that. I'm not sure if anyone even does that. But that's what you kind of have to do if you're not going to send anyone plat. Although plat can't watch the spiral drop down, and it's kind of weird to check the low hit anyway. So actually, he's just going to watch his rope, then he's going to drop delayed. I'm not sure. I think he threw a nade first and then dropped late. So they're going to end up nading Geo off, or Astro, or Geo's going to nade his teammate off time, sorry. And he's also going to pick up Draza. Abizi's hitting the play though. He's about to be annoying as fuck. Really, Paulax actually jumps out window right before Abizi can kill him. And Draza gets a kill on Nero up top as well. I'm going to start saying the numbers instead of the names. I'm used to saying the names. Granted, I see the kill feed and y'all don't. But there should be no need for the kill feed, technically. So Geo once again nades his teammate, by the way. I just want to point that out. So now you have a guy plat. See how they start playing for the row here. Astriel just killed himself with a nade. So half of Minnesota's deaths are to their own nades. Just saying. They would have dominated this point. Simp ends up getting the kill down low on boat on the guy top, and now 6 has to play for it. They have to tweak about it. He's gonna end up getting shot in the back here, but not before he gets a kill. Paul, I believe. 7 getting a big kill, but he gets traded, but should have got his team enough space here. Oh my gosh, yeah, number 1 Draza just gets 2. He had no business getting a double there. None. 0. So he's gonna get traded. Number 4 up top is annoying. They actually double slide down steps and get a freebie. And then they clear time. Oh, and then Celium is too busy. Wow. Celium was trying to give his team some help. That's a little bit far to run, though, back and forth, bro. I guess he was worried about his back anyway, though. But it didn't matter. He got shot in the back regardless. Atlanta phase double top, end up clearing that, but this will end up being traded, yeah. No, Geo's going to get both up top. Then he's going to play top because Cell is already... There's info already there. There's not much that number 3 can do here, although he is going to get a kill. Wow, they're not ready for that. And now you have these deep spawns. You're spawning across the map with 8 seconds left. That's never ideal. Estriel's life is huge here up top, but phase, these last 2 phase players, they have free reign to go and look for him. Granted, he could go anywhere. Estriel's going to win another one up top. No, you didn't see what happened there, but Estriel peeked to throw a frag. He cooked a frag, peeked to Simp saw him. Simp just ran at him. As soon as he threw the frag and backed up, he just ran at him. And Estriel had no idea. It's a big dick play. So Nero is just playing this corner. You have elbow. You kind of want to play for this last guy off respawn. No, everyone else can be in. So FaZe know that Minnesota have their setup of choice, and the guy elbow's going to end up catching number 6, and then they're going to end up getting that freebie lockers. And Paul is playing bottom, just staring at his double door. No one even came through there. So just way to like stack the angles. Force the other team to watch everything, and then double chow the angles. Easy almost gets double. He's going to end up losing spawn. Should be a reflip here. No way that Cell should be able to prevent that. He does end up getting 1, but he's traded. Yeah, Draws had no chance. Now the spawn wave comes in. Scrap should go. But both these phase players are bottom, I believe. This is number 3 is in Spiral. Number 2 is bottom on the computer ready. BZ actually makes it another like sick play off the nade where he gets stunned and then someone frags in and he just jumps over the computer instead of running for the nade. He gets another one on Spiral on the guy weak. And then Drow's is gonna come in behind Spiral again, so they're gonna end up clearing out. 8 top mid. 8 top mid is holding. As soon as he sees his teammate spawn there, he should know. I guess that they're not over there, but more importantly, something has gone really wrong. Now FaZe have flipped. And these two Minnesota players are both bottom. You see how all arrows are pointed this way? Because they just cleared out number 8. They know they're looking for 2 and they have info. This is why playing off info comms is huge. Because all 3 of these arrows can just look here and not have to worry about anything else. And that makes everything so much easier. Now this drop down is going to end up coming in handy out of Nero, but he just shouldn't get this double. They should be ready for him because he's been missing for so long. I believe that was the same guy who was top mid earlier. Well, maybe not. Geo gets a double on plat off respawns. So then you're going to have 2 coming Spiral here, but I mean, same exact situation for Minnesota. They don't have info that 2 are Spiral, but Abizi just dies staggered. He basically just chows a 1v3. Doesn't even get one, predictably. Simp gets caught. This top angle is very important because you just get full top mid control. No one can run through your top mid, especially from blue side. Maybe you can from ammo to behind the gun, but somewhat exposed. Yeah, so Minnesota have built a good lead for this map, especially against Atlanta. They're very good at protocol. So you're coming in with P3 spawns if you're Minnesota. Number 5 is tweaking, I think. I'm not sure what that was. He's going to die for free. So now Estro has to come and pick this up, whereas he otherwise wouldn't. And Cell's going to get the kill. 4 is going to get the kill. 6 was Estro. Now you have this fresh wave. So even though Atlanta took a very favorable engagement there. Oh, it's P1. I'm tripping a little bit. But even though Atlanta took a favorable engagement there, they haven't really bought enough space to make this like extremely one-sided. Now you see they stack the lane and they start cutting the map vertically. That's typically the ideal way to do things. If you have your setup of choice, it normally looks like that. A busy challenging any and everything on time doesn't work out. He would have died from 7 up here anyway. Did die from 7, but so 7 gets in building, or the bottom of this building, so this scrap should 100% be going towards Minnesota here. Still has no business winning this. He wins it. Okay. 2 gets caught on boat, so he doesn't get to take space and flip spawns here, because the idea is you want to flip, because going into P3, it's very hard to flip these spawns on P2 in particular. If you want to flip these P3 spawns, then it's something you got to do either immediately or towards the end. 1 sitting bottom boat. Very easy to underestimate how good this bottom angle is, looking up top, being able to help your team. Also, you can tuck yourself away. Say you're on, say Minnesota spawns here is where your team is spawning. If you can push up and get underneath here, you have your whole lower boat, and you can help your teammates from either of these top chows. They kind of have to poke their head out a little bit, but if you have a teammate, say where Simp is, they have to poke their heads out where you can see them. So you can do a lot with this one position. Granted, number 1 here isn't worried about that, although now he needs to be worried about it. You have a 2-2 split on the respawns. 4 is not reading it. Now they know that there is some sort of split going on. He's going to end up getting traded from top. FaZe are going to spawn poorly here. Not good for FaZe at all. Very bad. Five is gonna end up cutting it. I think he might have even got info. Eight's on top gun. He's gonna end up getting traded by a BZ now. BZ gets a slip. A BZ slips and now he reflips. So just a BZ just slipping is huge there. That's massive. They could lose it. They have nobody watching their boat hit. Number 4 is confident no one's top mid. Number 4, Selim's going to end up knifing him. Once again, I'm going to say this in every video. That shit needs to be GA'd. It is not crybaby cheese where the pros are GAing everything. It is the pros GAing shit that does not belong in COD. Or competitive COD. That would be a knife. Now that I'm done ranting, Nero is coming through Spiral here. He's going to end up getting one. He's kind of stuck. Not sure why. I mean, you might as well, I guess, like go for the second kill, and if you die, at least you're respawning in time to push with your team. It's not a bad timing to spawn. Paul's gonna try and just hit the zip on a guy that his teammates definitely calming. Once again, they're gonna try and go through lockers here. The guy's staircase. Oh, actually, Esriel's gonna get 2. That's number 6. 1 here, Draza. He gets 1. He's going to drop for rotation with 17. Not a bad play because you got it. I mean, just trust your teammates to get this strap. You know, maybe you lose 5 seconds. But I'm going to get down here as soon as humanly possible to try and win that race. And now you have 2 players on phase bottom, 1 on computer, 4 on computers. Simp is watching drop down. And then these 2 phase players in this building, 1 can get inside of Spiral, and the other one can control the peak on boat lane. So that's going to force Minnesota to play for anyone who could potentially be blue first if they spawn on this side, which they didn't. So now you have 2 drop down. This is not ideal. You're going to try and nade it out, but yeah. He might even know there's 2. I think Estrel just ran back. 6 just ran back, and a BZ actually gets both of these spawners out blue. They can't even start clearing their blue because of a BZ. And Simp's going to get this kill. 3's going to get this kill at bottom. Estrel had been missing for a minute. And so you see, they're not aware of where the spawns are because, like, if they were, then a BZ wouldn't be watching his Spiral. But, I mean, you don't need to be. All 4 players are at bottom. They finally end up clearing Simp. Both these players, though, even though they got 2, are absolute, and they might go down. Nah, BZ barely doesn't get him. And so now you have a flip out. 7 can watch over boat from Plow, which is a very good position in general. Nero gets a kill from Tower. It's up top. Yeah, BZ makes kind of a bonehead play, but he ends up getting the kill there. He starts making a bonehead play at least. Okay, so Geo jumps up tower, gets the kill. So now nobody is close to help or able to watch over number 2 on these top windows. I guess now number 1 kind of has to, and that kind of isolates the guy on time. So the guy top, second guy to help, goes down. Number 2 gets weak off that initial peak because now he doesn't have Cell watching over him. And now they just collapse. Beautiful. Well played. As soon as they kill the guy in the building, they know like they're chilling. I'm not sure what the fuck number 6 is doing there. Do you see 2 immediately playing for his top? Like, knowing the timing. And just a pretty simple hold. You just stay down. Don't die. If you get naded, you get naded. You kill number 8 top. Yeah, they hit underground probably is what Draza said, and that's exactly what happened because they know their timing. They know if they haven't peaked yet, then what could they be doing? So It looks like Minnesota are gonna opt to try and break from top here. They get the kill on Draza, which is a big kill because now they kind of have free reign up top. Number 8 ends up dropping, just getting a freebie. And once again, Estriel just not understanding the spawns, I feel like. He's not like locked in. His timings are off. And FaZe are going to break up that. I feel like you were just playing man down. Estriel just died for free. I feel like that was unnecessary. Okay, yeah. So Simp is bottom right here. He's got the boat cut. He gets the kill. Estriel is also bottom. He's going to end up trading that. And so this 25 seconds, it's going to be difficult to hold, especially when your only guy is on time and your guy top isn't ready for a guy close ammo. Now this happens. He's got 2 people he's got to look for. He can't end up getting the kill. Draws can't end up getting the kill top mid. He's just going to play his life. Try and buy some space. Draws actually kills Geo in top window, so now blue control is out the window. And Atlanta are going to end up flipping this when they kind of have no business. Now you do have parallels here, and when you're blocking these back spawns and you're spawning standard right here, then you force spawn the other team tower, which is something you really don't want to happen when there's, say, 40 seconds left, but there isn't. But yeah, now for the foreseeable future, any FaZe players are going to start spawn. Number 7 spawns behind fucking FaZe here because I guess Draws pushed up a little, or number 1 pushed up a little too much. But even then, why would he not spawn lower? So now Draws, number 5 isn't going to spawn in the back. I really have no idea why number 5 didn't spawn in the back. It could be because Draws didn't die quite soon enough, but yeah, he had to have. This is a weird one. Yeah, so he dies here. Draws dies prior. I mean, Draws died after. I'm not sure why. Why would it not spawn him in the back? Now, for the first time, someone's going to spawn in the back, I swear. Atlanta FaZe are end up getting flipped out, and they're just going to win out on front anyway. They're just trading better. They go 4 for 1 on that. And now Atlanta are going to end up spawning top. In the back I'm in. There's going to be that Geo's going to end up flanking, but he's going to get sniffed. There's 2 people that are going to look at that. But now Minnesota have full control, and they're going to be able to rotate. Simp gets a kill. He had no business getting bottom blue, though. Sliding in and getting that. Even though 1 goes down there. That's kind of major because you already have 2 for FaZe that have dropped down. The thing was, FaZe could have won off that. Now they can't, but then Abizi's just going to bang through and kill the guy on stairs because he's tweaking. There's nobody that... Why did... Who is this? This is Nero. Nero turned around and started running towards his top spiral. Like, why? No one's behind you, brother. I think he heard someone get off the hill timer and he thought it was a FaZe player, and so he assumed it was lockers. Oh, but they're going to out-trade at least. Oh, but Jaws is just going to pick up both. Number 1. Now Simp's just going to hold the cut. No one's going to expect it. Simp's actually pre-firing this tight computer angle. Really expecting it to be there. Estriel's just in the corner bottom spiral. And Estriel was throwing a stun, and so he's very late on his peak, and now he goes down. He could have easily had that trade if he wasn't throwing a stun. Estriel's just making a lot of weird mistakes. He's normally very on top of shit. I feel like they're just not used to protocol. They're just not very... Yeah. So that's 3 dead. Or 2 dead, actually. Draws got TK'd. Yeah, not a lot to go over protocol. Nothing really insane happening, or like not a lot of high IQ shit going on. It's just a bang out war, and FaZe just won it. Yeah. It's a Vault S&D. I'll go over it because it's been so long that I went over it at the beginning of the year. Not much to say though. you just get offense just gets to bomb faster, way faster. So one thing I think Nero did here, Nero just runs top. This is a play. This is a play, and it'll work in your ranked games because most players are brain dead, even at Erie, even at the best or the highest ranks, they're brain dead. So Nero doesn't opt to run out this window because, funny enough, yeah, number 4 is hard playing for could potentially be hard playing for this window without actually having this window in his line of sight. So he half hits up main hall, jumps out the first window to the right, and drops into the pool where he can see on the time immediately. Yeah. And so if you can catch players with that timing, that's pretty important. And you can do that a lot of the time. But FaZe have side control. Now they're man up because it just didn't work out for Nero. Wasn't a bad play, I don't think. Although at this level, it might just be too readable. Draws gets caught. Draws gets caught over here trying to cut. And actually, Geo wins the gunfight. So Draws spots the cutter. And then cutter on cross shoots at him. The cutter ends up getting the kill on his teammate anyway. And then he gets traded by another Minnesota player. And this is what I'm talking about. You clear when they get bombed down, you don't bang out time, or you don't bang out the site. You clear everything up top first. Just try and isolate those players, win without losing a player, and then you collectively make a push. And so FaZe are up a man, but just like that, Minnesota, where bomb goes down, they start playing for those players up high, and yeah. Assume no one's here. And yeah, they don't win a gunfight. So now it's man advantage Minnesota, just like that. Simp gonna hard shout pool there, but he's kind of fucked. That's that. Not horrible. Just didn't work out, you know. If Draza gets that kill, then it goes 2-1 to FaZe, and they're fine. Since both of them died, didn't work out. Number 4, gonna play on this car. This car, there's no trophy yet, and this car is highly nadeable. So, I mean, the idea is you're not gonna play here often, or else they're just gonna kill you with a nade off that. Number 3 pushes up middle, actually, and he just cuts it. Number 4 has double doors, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. Number 2 goes down, but you know, at least based on all your teammates' position, that the only place the enemy can come from is vault at this timing. So number 4 is going to check his front. FaZe are going to start clearing everything up top now that the bomb is down. They know Geo got the kill, so they know he's there. He's going to end up getting naded by draws up top. Number 4 is going to get into vault. And now that that kill goes down, Minnesota in their head here, because what happened with FaZe last round, right? Was that your player goes down, both players go down top at the same time. And so there's not much to do. But they know that even though FaZe got one kill on Geo here up top, that the FaZe players aren't going to be finished clearing everything up top. They don't have info that there's not a guy still top. So what they might end up doing, depending on if he sees Cell or not, is trying to take through vault and hit a route and play like a little bit fancy, where they just kind of abandon the site. Yeah, so you see Cell, like they haven't seen each other. You see Cell kind of playing vault, and he plays for a quick pinch or something. Now he's shooting. Now Cell's showing himself, and oh, this must be prep, because as soon as Cell pre-fires, 7, who's going back and forth peeking that, knows that there's no way he was shooting at him, and there's no way he was shooting at his teammate. So the only thing Cell could be doing there is trying to intentionally draw their attention. And so 7's actually just going to run at him. Nero's just going to say, oh, you're trying to just make us look at you while your teammates like coordinate something. And so he's actually just going to run at him. And he's going to lose the gunfight. Wow. Well, it seemed kind of like a big brain play, but out of Nero. But he ends up looking kind of stupid. So whatever, though. Cell might have just been pre-firing as well, because he knows that there's a guy shouldering him. And he's just trying to catch him on that shoulder, get him a little weak, so that his teammates can either nade in or Like, just get the kill. Make it easier on his teammates, basically. That's actually probably what was happening. And Nero just figured, hey, Celium's probably isolated. The other guys up top are not going to be in a position where they're going to be able to collapse quite yet. So I have time to at least go and isolate this gunfight. I have a sub, he has an AR, so good chance I win it. He just didn't end up winning it. Whatever. They's going to stack Hall to top. They're going to drop down in. The reason that they're hitting these top routes is because you can't nade them from spawn. You can nade if you run front around this truck and here, you can nade that. You can also nade through middle, but if you go top and jump out, they can't nade that. I mean, theoretically they can, it's just that'd be really big brain. No team has shown that they are capable of double nading that angle at that timing, so. This is a really bizarre situation where they get bombed down. Both these FaZe players are fully aware that Minnesota is going to be collectively looking for them for reasons that I mentioned earlier. You clear top first. And they're just kind of in a situation. Cell can't watch, or number 4 cannot watch this long angle without exposing himself from behind to an angle that Draza can't even watch. They'd have to like Eiffel Tower it. There's no way that they can play these angles. So see, Cell prones here, and if someone peeks around the back, Cell's going to be exposed and looking the opposite direction before they open the angle on Draza. So Draza theoretically can't even help. Yeah, they just double bang out the back anyway. I feel like this is prep, bro. But yeah, you see how aggressively they clear everything. And another situation where both FaZe players end up going down while Minnesota is clearing top for no kills. And now these two guys on site are doing what I said earlier. Like, okay, we know that they're all still clearing everything up top. You know how Celium played this angle earlier. I'm sure Abizi is ready for it. For someone to be playing Vault, but nobody is. He notices the doors are closed, so he knows nobody's playing Vault. He's going to crack that door in case he needs to hit a route. He's gonna get caught from the hole. Like, you gotta know that, bro. Simp also hits a route. He ends up getting up top. I think the idea was that since Simp jumped up through that hole, which I believe he did, and hit a route, that Abizi was assuming no one's gonna be top mid. But if they're playing to clear top first, then no one would have been there at Simp's timing. Whereas if someone's gonna go and fill hole after clearing those two FaZe players, they would be there at about that timing, obviously. So he just ends up getting caught for free. Simping a 1v4, not even close. So Cell's just going to watch these initials, give his teammates peace of mind, play Island. Pretty normal for him. And what did FaZe just do? FaZe play double top. Ezreal ends up just getting the first blood. It's going to be number 6, Ezreal. He's just going to get a kill on stairs. He's already halfway through top hall. Simp's going to try and run. Or, I'm sorry, Draza's going to try and run, but he can't. And now it's a 4v2. They have full site control, and everyone on Minnesota's on site. I guess because if they have even one trophy, which I just heard drop down, then the two players on FaZe physically can't have enough nades to do anything. They are all in sight. No one's even Vault. They're just all in the site. And so what's probably happening here is that 6 is prone, 8 is standing, and they're effectively like Eiffel Towering this. If somebody slides down Vault, then the guy proning can't really see him. So there is a 1v1 gunfight that you might be giving away. But 6 should still trade that in theory. You have time to stand up and do something about it. Yeah, so Simp ends up winning the gunfight on the slide in because he gets behind the bomb. That's why this corner is never played in like a situation where you see 2 guys are in sight. Nobody ever plays this corner because like there's no reason. Yeah, and FaZe just get cleared again. It's a Vault hardpoint. I mean, S&D, it's not going to be fun or unique. Still between cell and 8, keeping this lane kind of closed off, making sure no one can get vault. Bays are going to end up planning. Number 2 is going to try and get their top hall, actually. Oh, there was actually 2 top hall, so they planted with 1 on site. Oh, wow. A lot just happened. So Draza gets a kill, gets traded. Was he bottom? Oh, I'm not sure what just happened. So, no, Draza was top their side hall. So was number 2 here. Ends up trading draws. And then number 8 shooting at number 4. So at this point, you know that FaZe are only soloed in sight. So with that info, number 7 just tries to drop in and take his 1v1. And he's not going to win it. And now it's a 3v1. And yeah, now the round's over. You see the nades going over. As soon as the nades hit, Estriel or number 6 starts hitting him. Number 8 is strictly watching this window. Nero's going to get the blood bottom steps, but he's traded by Simp. Almost got away, though. 8 is going to get spotted. 5 has the OE, though. They have to worry about their B Street, but no one OEs it, like, ever. I feel like investing a resource, or your resources, into making sure nobody hits your B Street every round isn't necessarily a good thing or useful, because it's so rare. I've seen a BZ do it, like, a couple times. Pollux is going to get caught on B, and now FaZe kind of have to turn and ensure that the bomb doesn't get planted B. And so that's going to give Minnesota the space they need to plant. That's one reason why you see the A plant like every time, is because you can't give up the B plant, and so teams don't give up the B plant, and you have to give up the A plant. Getting bombed down at B is like extremely difficult to get the defuse off on. 8 hasn't moved all around. He spots him. And he's going to end up filling B Street, going vault. They're all kind of trying to clear up top first. Very standard. You see what I'm saying, though? Like, you always clear top first. And so FaZe are just going to individually pick off both players on site. Geo was originally spotted on this cross. They're going to know that he's going to wrap back. Because, like, you can either drop hole or you can be here. So just jaw the hole. Yo, cannot win that. There is a TK that happens, though. Geo didn't get that kill, but it was a TK. What ended up happening here? For some reason, Draza looked like really shocked there, but yeah, they won the round. I was just making sure that they like got the defuse off or something. Here it is. 4 and 8. Once again, duel long. They invest resources into top mid control. Number 2's going to end up... number 2's in a position where he's just going to get this kill. Number 7's going to have to pick this up. Boom. That's how you play it. Because, and you notice, Minnesota hasn't been playing vault. So Abizi's like, they haven't been playing vault. I'm going to hit vault. And Abizi runs and he gets the blood. But Geo actually got the kill. Oh, you can't let that happen, Sal. Your teammate has you, brother. Now Abizi's going to get soloed out. Now they get bombed down, but I guess based off the info that they had, Simp immediately just runs off site, hits a route. Nobody's even sight, but they immediately stack site and just run at it. They're not clearing top first this time. So just like a situational thing. It's like, well, if they have info on all of us, then why would the planner stay on site? So they immediately know that they just bang site, clear it, and, you know, force them to show their hand in 7.5 seconds. Simp's going to hit the route. Estriel's going to just be ready for the rewrap. Basically, Estriel's just sitting in an angle where he's watching the hole without being exposed to any of the angles outside pool. One of his teammates is defusing bomb. The other guy's looking out top. Draws is actually going to get both, though. He's going to collide him. And Estrel's there, but Draws is weak. Oh, Draws just got gunned. Yeah, he just got gunned. And all Draws had to do right there was prone. But I think he was so confident because he had just regened to south that there's no way he could lose that gunfight, and Estrel just won it. And it's the thing. Estrel slid, and since he's sliding into a heady, like his head pop up is so overpowered that even Draws' like high ground god heady isn't enough. Because it didn't even look right that Estrel won it, but I know it's just like desync. He just had a godlike camera. All gonna get your blood, top hall. They stay. Minnesota's been staying with that top hall control on the side, just getting bloods. Draws ends up trading back on Paul though. I'm not sure why number 5 is even dying right there. The fuck? So they're just Phaser just playing split, saying we're not gonna give up B until you plant. Plant goes down. They're gonna opt to send 2 into vault. 3 was really tweaking about it that Minnesota just don't play vault apparently. This is smart. Number 8 sits in a passive angle in his spawn where he is of absolutely no use to his teammates whatsoever because he assumes the phase players are going to clear top first and then collectively collapse on bottom. So his idea is that I'm going to play for the guy clearing for me, or they're not even going to clear the angle that I'm in because it's so useless. And then at a certain timing, I'm going to go and start moving towards somewhere that could be useful. So right now, FaZe are unaware if there's 3 site or not. And they're actually going to end up clearing site. Someone goes down though. Oh, and then Semp ends up getting the timing because he jumped up mid after he got the initial. So it was a good play out of Gio though. I really like that. I really like that play. That's like... the meta is clearing top first, so instead of playing like... he's basically playing to counter the meta. Should always be like what you're doing. It's just how many levels of, how many steps ahead are you type shit. Because the further out time gets, the more possibilities you're gonna run into. FaZe playing for that heavy mid pressure, trying to get an initial blood. They're not gonna end up getting it, but now what ends up happening is Minnesota can't drop hole and get time, or I'm sorry, get on site or anything like that. They play to try and find a blood. They know their B street is clear. Nobody ever fast hits through A lane, so they know their A lane's probably good, although someone could be their cat, but they're not tripping about it, obviously. I'm sure someone's watching it. And now I think they're just going to back up and, like, wrap. Yeah, you see the FaZe players not even worried about there potentially being a player over here. I would like to see that. I would like to see some ballsy plays. Yeah, and because of that, because of the confidence in them not having to worry about that OE, FaZe were able to isolate enough parts of the map via their break off and then via not having to worry about the P2 OE to get that bomb down at B. If they had to worry about this OE, that would not have happened. But nobody's keeping them honest, so they're not going to be honest. Phil's going to get him off. So they don't have an angle on this. Remember when I said you can't give this angle up? Yeah, my bad. I guess the whole goal was that this guy top white had to stay up, because they can just defuse behind the hedge and there's no angle you have from the side they were on. I mean, someone OE'd to get the angle and got a kill, like killed the guy a bomb, but you had to throw his life away for it. Estrel once again, or I'm sorry, Minnesota once again playing heavily through top hall. Heavily through top hall. They just noticed that nobody's even playing palm trees on FaZe. They should be expecting there to be a guy though, like close, but in reality, no one's there. And actually, Number 4 here, Celium isn't even remotely worried about his B Street. Because maybe he's never seen a Chow on B Street the entire game on defense. Or maybe he was hidden from it behind the car. I can't tell. So they're just trying to find a blood through top. Somebody has dropped down in the pool. That's the bomb carrier. But what they have allowed is 2 phase players in the fucking bomb site. And that's a reason why you hit it fast in most situations, is to not allow something like this to happen. And phase have made this like very tricky for them. So Estro gonna throw a nade. He's gonna get a hit marker from pool, and then he spots a guy bomb. So that should give him info that there's 2 bomb. He shouldn't expect somebody to be behind bomb when that nade just connected, and he threw it on the other side of the pillar. And Draws just goes down from the help. He's kind of stuck behind bomb. He can't really get away. Now FaZe are just stacking site. 8's now watching over the lane. That Cell was not even playing for someone to be there earlier in the round. Now somebody's going to try and slide out because Estro just got 1 shot. Number 6 just got 1 shot, so somebody tried to slide out to save him. Abizi was not able to. Possibly because he saw somebody else first. Yeah, he might have seen the guy top of the pool first. And yeah, Minnesota just going to clear house. It did seem like they played it better. Minnesota, they were just taking that map control. They were playing through top hall quite heavily, playing for picks. I don't really feel like there were a lot of situations where they were throwing their lives away. Whereas when it came to phase, they were just getting picked. So it is what it is. It's vault as well, but... And also those 2 rounds where FaZe got bombed down and both their players above ground got killed without anything going their way. Minnesota just playing absolutely better on those defensive rounds. So same map, it's vault control now. Top heavy, you can't go mid door off rip, you get naded. 8 playing behind the door instead of going in because he doesn't want to get naded. But he wants to be able to run in and help from that angle. FaZe actually end up getting 2, even though top hall control off rip went to Minnesota. So it's going to be Paul X just jumps out of the balk to jump back into top hall. I'm not sure why, but it did open up a good timing, but he's not playing for anyone to have slipped. Now a teammate on his side that was going to clear that died, so he still doesn't know if anyone's flipped. He goes to check. Abizi knows they're still looking for 1. That's number 2, so he ends up actually clearing that. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so Abizi hitting the Zoe I don't really like. It's very readable. But he is fucking Abizi. So number 1's going to actually force the spawns up to top side on B lane. Estriel is underground. Doesn't spot number 2 here, top hall. He's going to end up getting close on the guy Lion, but Lion's going to escape mid, and then he's going to get cleaned up from bottom white. So now they go 2 for nothing. That's really bad. Now you have number 1, and you see this pair, or this horizontal, I'm sorry. You see the team with the setup of their choosing generally cuts the map vertically. And that's what FaZe are doing. They're blocking these topside spawns, force spawning them P2, and they're all just chomping down. Keep accidentally right-clicking. Celium playing very heavily for these cuts. He knows his job is very important. You cannot let someone OE and get potentially into your white. That makes B control very difficult, although typically that's more of a big deal once the other team is capped A. But regardless, no one else is in a position to get a trade if he dies. So he needs to win those. So he gets info, I suppose, on the last 2. He runs up, drops down, gets both. That's Celium number 4. Then they play for spawners all over again. They know 2 are off respawn fresh. Number 2 just runs at him, and he actually escapes in the building. That 4 spawns on P2. Then number 4, that's Selim. He dropped hole, went pool, assuming that his teammate would block the new spawners, and immediately gets a kill on a guy that spawns P2. He gets both. Oh my gosh, this is fucking insane. So now you have them 4 spawning P2. This is insane. But Draws is not going to quite be able to get that, but it's going to get traded by Simp. Simp's going to end up getting the other 2 top haul because they have no time. They have to hurry up. There's 0.2 seconds. That was one of the best rounds, one of the best like individual moments in Control I've seen all year by far. By far. The way that they played, the way that they rotated the map, the way that they played for the OEs, they got the info. Selden, you know, with that info goes, plays up, gets doubled. Then he drops down hold to immediately cut off P2 because he assumes his teammate is going to block the spawners and force them P2. I mean, that was crazy. Goes on this bottom side. And now Minnesota get that top hall control. That's very important. Estriel is actually going to end up getting 1 top hall. Now BZ drop pool. He was going to be looking for him. Estriel, I think, saw him originally. No, BZ killed him. I think I'm tripping. Double doors dead. Top hall. Now you collapse on point. You know 2 are fresh off respawn. You're 1 is coming or about to be respawned. You're only looking for 1. Just get on that point. Nero being as annoying as possible. That's good because as soon as Nero goes down, FaZe should know how much space they have, how much space they can take, how much time they have. So by him wasting that time, now FaZe can't take as much space. And yeah, they end up not being able to pick that up. It's very possible if Nero goes down soon, somebody jumps over blue and they maybe throw a shoulder and pick that. Instead number 5 gets through. Now he's going to kind of help the coordinated collapse here. So you see these top side spawns. Let's see. Not as good of an angle that Geo has, but an angle. The problem with this is that the cross isn't long enough to be able to really confidently pick up those kills. So you're just kind of farming damage. Estriel's going to end up getting the double top mid though. Then the trade out on palms is huge. Now Geo going down there is big. Good bait out of Nero and Estriel though. They're playing that those middle spots beautifully, which as sub players is very important. Taking that space, playing those close angles. And yeah, they just clear house. Right. Yeah. Minnesota had to win that. Like, there's no way. And that's a pretty sizable win. How many ticks was that? FaZe had 1 tick that round. No bullshit. So this game should be Minnesota's. There's no way. Minnesota have to have a worse offensive round here. In order to not get D, I think. BZ gonna end up winning her ridiculous gunfight, kind of. So you don't have anyone top hall control now, and you're looking for 1. You don't know where he is because no one's had info on that. They have to worry about their top. Now Geo's gonna end up actually just running off time, re-wrapping it, so his teammates don't have to watch it if no one's there, or maybe to hopefully get a kill. They do end up getting that kill, even though it gets kind of weird timing. They're still looking for number 1. And number 5 isn't ready for him to be close on that OE. Like, where else could he be, brother? Now number 1's going to force spawn them P2. Number 1 plays, that's Draza. He just slides in, plays for that spawner. He knows the timing. He knows where this spawner is spawning, obviously. And he plays for the timing where he could be cutting. Or on this cut. Chows it, perfect timing. But unfortunately, FaZe, like Draza made a decent play. He got 2 on the same guy. But it's still a 3v3 in the middle of the map. His teammates couldn't make anything happen with the time that Draza bought them. And they were on point, so is he really buying them time? But there had to be a way to, after Draws got that second kill, to have made that easier on themselves for FaZe. Made it easier on FaZe. Number 3 spawns top side here because number 1 is actively blocking P2, so this is tricky. Now number 6 actually might get a freebie. And number 6 spots him. Number 6 has no idea that there's a guy right next to him. As soon as 6 starts shooting, 3 flips. Yep, 6 couldn't get the kill, so now 6 goes down. 3 should be blocking top side, should be P2 side spawns here. Everyone on FaZe is also cutting, but they need to take space. And now they're looking for 1. Obviously, you want to spawn top side if you're Minnesota here, because you get lines of sight on lanes, and this OE can be very annoying for cutting you. Also, P2 spawn is just way further away from time. Number 1, that's going to be Draza. Understanding the importance of if you're going to spawn them P2, you cannot let them overextend and then get your white control, because it's very difficult to get that guy out of white. Whenever the attacking team gets a guy in white and it's an A is capped, then the offensive team should win the round. It's not 100%, but so the trade outs come in. Now number 4 comes and picks up this cross. It's gonna be Celium. Understands the importance of it. Spots the guy that traded his teammate. He goes down, but he still knows no one's crossed yet. And 1 actually gives it up, and now 8's gonna slip. 4 should be perfectly aware that it could have. 2 doesn't pick it up though. And now here's what I'm talking about. So even though FaZe have a guy in their top, right? It's 4 spawning them all P2. Nobody on Minnesota is going to look for that. And now I think they should, because as soon as Estro gets in, if he gets white control, he should. But they know that they're looking for him, I think. They know that they're looking for Geo. I don't know if I called him Estro. Celium's just ready. And now he spotted him. He ends up getting cleared out by number 1. It's the thing, when you're in this position. Cell ends up actually dying to a stun grenade. I think he got direct impacted. But he might have, I don't think there's a way he could have been 1 health. FaZe are still spawning out though. A little bit, not too far, but. No, actually I think this is standard. I think if the other team is pushed up B and you have no one in white, it won't spawn you here. That's only hard point on P3. Yep, and Minnesota just clearing house. And that's the thing. Even though Geo wasn't in white, it was the fact that he forced, I think, 2 or 3 FaZe players off respawn to spawn all the way down here. Even though he went down, Cell ended up going down off the back of it, so no one was in white, and the other FaZe players were all far away because they had spawned just a little bit further, gave his team the little bit of time they needed to push up, get where they needed to be. Now FaZe is going to actually get them off time because those late spawners are finally getting there, and so this is the timing if FaZe was going to break you'd expect. FaZe end up getting 2 kills from nades, so lack of trophy is very influential there. Also just the fact there's a car bomb there. So now things have stabilized. Minnesota are not force spawning low. It's 8 to 8 lives. It's a clean slate basically for both teams. Now number 7 is going to try and go for that OE. He's not going to get it. And losing that life on that investment is not good. It's still 7-7. Very heavy front, like eyes on front. They assume no one's going to OE at this point, I think. Not enough lives. Now it's a 1v1 on time, but it goes down. Gets traded by 5, trades the guy that killed time on FaZe. Then number 2 trades him. Now number 8 is lying, but number 8 shouldn't. Gets the kill on top white. Oh! Geo ends up getting timing because he knows that guy's going to be playing for him. Oh my gosh! Astral just naded his teammate. So he ends up killing Geo after Geo just made the game-saving play, kind of. It's 3v3 now. There's no respawns. FaZe are gonna be able to nade them off time. There's 35 seconds, yo. I'm not gonna lie. There's 35 seconds. You do not need to be standing on this time. Like, it's okay. It's TDM. Paul's gonna get that kill. He's gonna get traded though. Oh my God, Simp's gonna get the second one. Simp was weak and he's gonna get the second one. Is Estro weak from this nade, by the way? I'm checking. I'm sorry. So trade in. Estro is 14 HP. Probably because he got naded. Because he's diving on the time after nading his teammate when he doesn't need to be on it. It's TDM, bro. So he dies. Even though Simp was weak. 1v1 situation, and he didn't even shoot Simp. Is also the problem. Wow. That went so wrong. That team nade was bad, but it's alright. It's recoverable. It's just... the fact that you're forcing shit right there is not necessary, bro. Like, Minnesota were all kind of like caught pants down. They had one guy standing on P3. Hold up. Show them. Like, we saw the minimap. There was one guy standing on P3 looking out front. That's not Nagel you're getting more than one kill on. At all. Standing on P3 looking out front. So he got a kill, I think, on Cell. Then somebody else just insta-traded him, obviously. So now you have a guy on time with 14 health and a guy street. You don't need to be here. You don't need to be behind this truck, bro. There is 35 seconds. It is a 3v3. What are you doing? What are you doing? And Minnesota, I think, has been, like, insane in controls. But that was really bad. So unnecessary. How the fuck? Okay. I checked out. The break off, 2 actually drop bottom and they're gonna get on B. Number 2 is gonna end up slipping white. Number 3 is gonna end up cutting. 3 ends up killing double door. And then now you have a guy line, but you're still on B. No one even expects a BZ to be their back spawn. This guy spawns low and I don't even think he's ready for him. Yeah, now he knows. Oh, and Abizi hits the incorrect slide. He doesn't realize this guy spawns front. He thought this guy would spawn back here, but he was... This is a possibility. If you're in this exact position, then yeah, you spawn here. I think if you have A cap, or A isn't capped at least. Straight out mid. 3 tried to buy time, but he's going to go down fast enough for it not to be useful. Telling him he's going to stop the clock at least. Oh, he's super annoying. This guy double door peeks out, doesn't even see him. He just gets the weirdest timing. He's gonna finally go down though. Now you're looking for a BZ. A BZ gets a kill your lion. You at least know where he is. You can't properly play for the spawners though. So BZ just wasting time, making them look for him. Now this setting up through bottom mid, giving up your top hall. OEing through B street when there's 4 alive, while a guy's already your deep B street. Like, this seems very uncoordinated. Yeah, because the thing is, when you're set up on when you're set up in middle on this map, then you just rarely hold the break. There's too much shit to look at. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There is too much shit to look at, and that's exactly what happened. They just go down. And there's no trades. No kills, no trades, nothing. Geo always. Now they're going to get that top hall control that they need. They're going to set up the collapse. Exactly what I'm saying, but in Minnesota's favor this time. Number 5, wasting time. Not wasting time, just staying up. Number 8 gets the kill on pinch. They get their top hall control. They now have a full collapse set up. And so Abizi gets the 1v1 gunfight, but his teammates just go down. There's nothing they can do. Not even close. They didn't even shoot back at either player. Then Abizi gets caught running back in. He knows he doesn't have time to cross, I think. So number 3 knows that somebody is there for spawning them P2. So he's trying to stay up and play for them. Ends up catching Geo. Does not know there's a second though. Why would you accept that or expect that? I think they might have info too that Pollax was pool, so they might expect hole here. Yeah, and FaZe are going to end up capping because there's no time to set up any sort of break or push. So 3-0ing this B Street. He's immediately going to get caught, or B Street. Like the P2 line. P2, P4. Doubled. FaZe are doubled vault right now. These two players topside are looking for the guy close, and they end up catching him. That's a huge kill, obviously, for reasons I've gone over. Some toe shooting going on. Okay. Last guy is, I think, Vault, number 2. So they're still looking for number 7. They end up clearing him again. Yeah, Minnesota can't get in that situation where they're force spawning them P2. Not for long, at least. The slide, number 2 had no reason staying up that long, but they're just going to end up clearing house front. They just have too many eyes front. GG. Alright, all top hall. 3 are going to jump out top mid. This is something. He's going to spot 3 of them off. It actually goes in FaZe's favor. Last guy top hall is going to go down here. You're looking for 1. He was on B, just ran off. Could go double door, could run back lion. When you don't see him here, you assume that he could still come. Could be late hitting. And they pick up the guy top hall again. There is a team nade on FaZe's side, though, on number 1. And oh my gosh, Abizi gets a ridiculous double on in front. And yeah, this is just FaZe, all FaZe. Oh my gosh, what? So they're trying to play for Estriel, right? And number 3 is chasing him, trying to open the angle, and he ends up getting shot from these angles. So that's excellent help. They end up getting an extra kill off that. FaZe are still going to cap, obviously, but the fact that they're able to get a life there is very important. And the FaZe player's already pushed up 2/3 across the map. If you can reset him all the way in his spawn, then I mean, it's a lot of time. Number 3 randomly just fucking spawns pool. Tell me I did not see that. Tell me I did not see that. What? Alright. He spawns P2. Sorry for getting loud. Yeah. I mean, whatever. Number 5 has the most open angle. He might have even seen him spawn. Who the fuck knows? But for some reason, the game was like, nah, we can't spawn number 3 here. Like 5 seconds ago when there was like an extra player on that lane. I'm so confused. So Abizi gets killed on pinch. Now number 6 has the pinch through vault. He's going to get a freebie. He's got to. Yeah. Then all eyes front again. Minnesota very good at just clearing the guys on cuts and then just getting all eyes on front. I mean, it's happened on both sides. They're always ready. When they kill the one guy that they need to find first, they're all in position, ready to go on front. They're not giving up space for free is kind of the big lesson out of that. FaZe is not getting anything for free. Right? So 6 got 2, you got him. Congrats. Now you have number 7. He's able to hit a flank on you at any time he pleases. No idea why you just rewrap this way. What are you doing? I'm not sure. He just wasted all that time. Now number 2 spawns P2, so number 1 should be aware here. Josh should be aware there's someone behind him. No, he wasn't. And now Nero's going to get top, get 2. So allowing that player to get 2 kills, well, now you're getting punished. Even if you got 1 kill, you're getting punished. Because you weren't even able to take enough space to prevent number 7 from getting, behind your P2. So number 7, Nero, I think he's got 3. He's on a 5, actually. And now his rotations are very much like phases in round 1. You have 4 front. 8 and 5, just putting eyes on front. Now they're kind of worried about that OE a little bit. 45 seconds, that's plenty of time. Estro gets the kill bottom pool though. And there is a guy on OE, but number 7 is going to catch timing. Nero just getting timings on these rotations constantly. Estro going to get another one. FaZe are just losing the war. They're getting nothing done on front. And they're getting nothing done anywhere else. Like, they're just playing through front, and Minnesota just look like the better team. They're getting nothing done. Nothing. They're just keep trying to hit through front, and it's not happening. It's just not happening. Ever. Yeah. Great play out of Minnesota. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they might be the best control team in the game. Big break here. All right, red card. A map I don't like going over, but here we are. Unfortunate. I would have taken rewind over this, but I understand rewind's kind of ass. It's hard to even see. Oh, the map is wrong. I wonder if it was wrong on my last video too. That's funny. I have to extend this. I didn't even notice. Yeah, so I think on my last video, this map is fucked up. Dude, the map is so bad that I have to change my filter on it. Transform. I have to make the top larger, so I think I make this 700. What does that look like? I can make that 630, right? Oh wait, no, that's wrong. What is happening? What just happened? What? Okay, well that's good enough, I guess. This will have to do. Sorry, I'm doing it live. We'll do it live. I'll widen it a little bit. Heavy mid. The reason I'm stretching it is so I can make it even bigger, so you can see like the really fine angles. So heavy topside spawns. Nothing abnormal. Breakout's pretty normal. So this ticket play is, from what I've been seeing on this map, playing through tickets kind of worthless, mostly, because most teams opt to play for the staircase outside here. Well, once you get control of this part of the map, then you can peek from either side staircase. There's no way that this guy on time can live. And number 3 can, from ticket or hot dog, you can prevent them from at least coming in through middle and getting that time, but it's still tricky. I'm sorry, I was putting my mouse on the wrong screen. I was putting my mouse on my my OBS. This is like ticket to this hot dog, this staircase area. They double through top. So yeah, they're heavy through top side. They're gonna end up getting this control here. This kind of major. Yeah, Gio's even gonna trade this. They're not gonna get number 7. And now you're gonna see the full flip. So one thing I've learned is that this rotation from P2 to P3 is what a lot of people play for heavily, because P3 becomes a money hill pretty quickly if, for whatever reason, 2 players on your team died with like 5 seconds, 10 seconds left on P2, and you spawn here. Because the distance is so far on this map that basically the other team has 2 waves of lives to clear your players pushed up on their side of the map before you even get to time. So teams are very tweak about that a lot, and they'll generally send a guy OE up here to try and flip. So FaZe are going to end up clearing. Yep. They're going to end up getting time, and now, well, there's a flip. I think that was a natural flip. Even got to kill front. Now Minnesota are immediately sending multiple through top, and now Minnesota's going to try and flip. You see, they get this kill front on time, and what number 7 is worried about is flipping this. He gets a kill front. He has no help top, though. He needs help top. What are we doing? So now FaZe flip out though, but FaZe are still blocking. So then Minnesota get kind of a less favorable spawn. As soon as they get the spawn though, they're not worried about scrap. They're just going. You can't even get there in time really. But now Minnesota are going to end up winning this foot race. But the problem is that 2 Minnesota players are so far behind that it might not even like be worth or be advantageous. And on this hill, it's less about what side you're spawning on and more about which team has tempo. Which team is just winning the trade wars. So you see the spawn ups outer here. Now there's no reason that these players spawn here. They should have spawned Eskies. This game's dog shit and this map sucks. But it is what it is. It's not going to matter. He's going to end up getting 1, but FaZe end up clearing house. That's 4 dead. And now you see the correct spawns coming in and FaZe spawn parallel. Number 3 just spawned parallel. We have no idea what is going on. Neither do the people making the spawns, I assume. So Geo gets the kill. He's one shot. He gets traded out immediately. Last guy dies. Now you have a normalization where people are spawning where they should be spawning. Finally. I can't believe this is a comp map, and I can't believe the spawns are like that. Tends to be a money hill because it's tempo based. Very hard to gain back a tempo advantage. Even if you spawn closer, slightly. They set up new, and you see they're all just looking front. They all just drop like flies, bro. Wow. So now obviously, oh, Minnesota spawned here though. So where did FaZe spawn? No way we spawn FaZe like bus here. I think they spawn deep shrub. There's no way you spawn a bus, but right? They do. Okay. Whatever. And so now you see the flip come in for some reason. 6 is moving. He's going to block the top side. And now they're spawning close top. You saw how deep FaZe spawned out here on that last set of spawns. That's one of the things about tempo, is that when you're pushed up, when you have players on rather aggressive angles, it'll push that spawn back just a little bit, and a little goes a long way. Especially considering if you're able to get in a position to push that spawn back, that you probably have a life lead. Probably winning the trade war. Yeah, this is kind of an all over the place. Like, congratulations, I guess. Minnesota will be spawning here. This is another hill it's tempo based in a different way, because you need tempo to get a guy on time. But there's nothing you can really do with it. You can't push the spawns back like in the previous hill. And the guy on time is such a liability that, like, you just need to win the first gunfight before you even get time. Yep, so 2-2 split. FaZe are gonna trickle in. Like, trickle in. Don't do anything together. No, that'd be a sin. Come on now. Raza gonna end up trading Estriel, but yeah, there's a guy Ticket. Number 2 is gonna end up rotating around middle. He's gonna get that trade on Ticket. That's nice. Now it's important not to die here. Nero actually 7 spots 2 on the OE, but he gets killed or shot in the back. But they at least have info on that. Now FaZe are not able to get time because there's just no way you get time. Now, or they weren't trying to get time. It was just a rotation. It just happened to be that way, I think. And Atlanta just get cooked off the Godheadies, I think. They're going to end up clearing this time, right? Nope. Yep. Okay, they cleared now. Pollux on time last. Dead. Oh, but no FaZe player is able to get it now because it's so scrappy. And lots of kind of split spawns here. They're still split spawning. So this OE down here is very popular. Very popular. You get behind these cars. You get where number 6 is. You can even get on the stage. and you can block the chows on both sets of staircases, it's very good if your team is on time. Not necessarily as good if the other team is on time. We'll see though. Estro's gonna get one. Not gonna get the second. For the rotation, I wouldn't even say that's good. Although clearing them from top, I guess, is what she can help with. They haven't found Simp up top. He's being a nuisance. He's going to go help with the guy in the back. Number 8, that's Gio, I think. He's kind of didn't know what he was doing right there. So now you have this fresh wave, kind of a reset. And FaZe is just all eyes one direction, and they take all Minnesota out. And now Minnesota are able to cut a little bit, and because they get this front side, now the spawns are going to flip out. And then now that's very good, like I said, for the reason I stated earlier. You don't want to be the team spawning shrub going into P3. Now, they're going to let 3 and 4 slip anyway. And that's going to force them to spawn here, so they weren't really playing that how they should have. Now you have 2 players who spawned absolute Narnia. Number 1 is going top window. He's going to be able to cut them. Yeah, number 1's just perfectly prepared. That's Draza. He's 100% ready. Catches this guy. Doesn't actually catch the guy under him, though. Yeah, he's going to get that kill. Atlanta just going to win the war. Let me see what else was going on here. So, yeah, they all just get front. But, yeah, FaZe just went out 4-1. Now there's a full flip. Minnesota have the Esky spawn. Simp's just running at Nero in the back. Yeah, so he's going to get info that 2 are coming outer. Gio, kind of look like a stair glitch for the one. Yeah, they're winning this. They're winning the trade outs outer. They're going to have to get off time for a little bit, but they're going to end up clearing for sure. Yeah, they do. And so Minnesota are going to get 10 seconds. That's all they're going to get on that hill, though. FaZe definitely win that hill heavily. Not sure why Cell played for that. He's gonna end up getting traded. I'm not sure why he went for that kill. What does that do for you? So now that you spawned that side, at least you know the other team didn't. But guy on time's fighting for his life regardless. Abizi getting ridiculous kills. He's on one. And so Minnesota spawning close, but very cramped up because FaZe already have all this top mid control. And now you're going to see this spawn out. Now FaZe are going to spawn them where they want them to. Not quite as far as I figured, given Celium's position, but alright. Yeah, I think Cell just tried to slide out to get out of that line of sight. It ends up someone spawned close here, but whatever. Not even close to the worst spawn I've seen all year, so. For this series, even. So, all Draza has, see how I said earlier, you're never really in a situation where you're able to push the other team out of their primary spawn on this hill. Well, now FaZe are doing that. They have this spawn, obviously, and Draza is blocking here. So if they can't clear Draws, then... And they're not even going to bother clearing Draws. Wait, Draws got a kill here, correct? Am I tweaking? Where does number 5 spawn? Ah, closer to the hill, I guess. But in the windows that you can see from the stair heady. So, not necessarily super good. Just trade wars. Even though Minnesota get a very advantageous trade, they can't take advantage because it's just the nature of the hill. FaZe aren't really going to be able to get on time unless they can push up front. get behind that little crevice, which I think is what Abizi number 2 is trying to do. Mindless trades up front. Ooh, simple almost just got turned on. But yeah. Now Gio up on this little close angle where he's able to not be exposed front. The only time you're gonna get that. And that is very good time for Minnesota. FaZe are gonna end up getting control of the low kind of statue area here. Shrubs. I don't know what the fuck to call these hedges. And now they get that advantageous mid heady, they chow the guy time, and they actually lose the gunfight. So in theory, you know, you play for these headies, but it doesn't always work. I was gonna end up getting the kill. He gets traded. Number 1. Number 2 and 5 at war. Number 8 going for this long OE. Gets it. He's going to try and push up. He actually OEs to kill the guy. Gets that freebie. And he's going to hold front. He's not going to go get time. Only 11. But I'm not sure what he's able to do here. Ends up spotting Simp at least outer. So they're double playing old. They get a trade at least. But ooh, they go down 3 for 1. Nero is going to end up getting one though. Nero's life has been huge here. Number 7. It's still huge. He's still going. For some reason, the guy time is not peeking out through the little soccer nets, and Nero gets another one. This guy's on a 4. Nero's going to push up. He's going to ignore the guys up top. He could have gone this angle and tried to help, or he could have gone soccer, tried to help. No, he's playing for his spawners. He's trusted his teammates behind him. He's not going to end up being able to kill number 4 up top. And now they spawn close enough to where they can clear house. There's still 30. It's okay. And now Estro's going to be able to get time. They finally trade, stabilize a little bit. Nero is going to be top window. He's going to get 1. And the thing is, there's only 4 seconds, so Gio's fighting for his life on this time, but Simp's going to drop down and immediately trade that. Nobody can immediately trade Simp. Actually, they can if he chows out. And Minnesota just have to full sprint next. And honestly, FaZe isn't set up, but they should lose this foot race pretty significantly. Actually, they don't. Only 3. GG. Yeah, they had a guy watching their back. They couldn't go through Eskies. Well, map 5. There we go. I just want to say that Minnesota just looked outright better on Vault, but Vault S&D is Vault S&D, right? Don't take it to heart. Like, just because you're good at Vault S&D doesn't mean you're good at S&D. But the control, Minnesota absolutely looked better. So. They triple stack bottom. They have one guy top. The guy top is playing this very hard countery angle for the guy plat. The thing is, normally a guy plays plat, and what the guy plat can do is he can cut top from this little passive, and he can also help chow front. This little corner generally isn't all too popular. I feel like plat almost never wins the gunfights on these angles right here. So just food for thought. I feel like plat never wins them. If Easy slides in, gets 2. It's just the nature of the trade wars there. So they're going to rewrap boat here. They're going to get info. Number 5 is going to be able to at least try something. Oh, Abizi's got the flank. He's going to end up putting bolts on 1. Spotting last. Gio's weak. 2v1. So Gio gets spotted on the slide out. I would have liked Gio to have played the time a little bit and forced FaZe to at least wonder where the fuck he was or where he could be going. Because if you chow at this timing, then FaZe have nothing else to look at. If you chow in 5 seconds, then FaZe have to be looking at everything else on the entire map. So. Okay, and so what's happening here? Gio's actually making a very high IQ play. He gets spotted by Cell. Cell's not even trying to shoot him, though. Cell's just trying to get info. He's throwing shoulders. Gio says, no, I'm going to play for the guy who you're playing off of. So even though Cell's shouldering him and picking him, Gio's fully focused on the angle that Simp is at. Okay, yeah, so he's making like the next level play, which I like. You can't really see. I'm just trying to explain like exactly the intricacy of what was going on there. But he's basically playing for a guy he doesn't even know like exists necessarily, instead of playing for the guy he physically is looking at, because he knows he can't kill the guy he's looking at, and the guy looking at looking at him is not going to throw his life away because he can't. That'd just be a really significant error that people at this level don't make. So when you know that when someone's playing so like they can't possibly die, then I mean, you can play off of that. So 2 went bottom, 1 top. I think this actually might be 3 bottom out of phase. I can't tell. Yeah, it's 3 drop. Same exact situation. 3 drop down spiral. This guy top is just gonna cut. This is the angle up top here. He's gonna cut, and he ends up getting the freebie, the first blood. And now, very passive play out of Minnesota. And you generally have to play these first couple of rounds very passive because you don't have trophies. And if you don't have trophies, then going bottom is AIDS because it's very, very nadeable. Everything is so nadeable. Now, FaZe are going to play those timings. They're not going to get anything for free because they see that Minnesota's not playing for fast control at A. So they immediately pop up and they start playing for everything. He 2 spots Gio, who just shot at the guy top. He's going to play slow. Now, they actually add a guy top to try and get info on that so that Draws can continue doing what he's doing. And once the guy top kind of gets control of this angle, number 2 hits up. That's how you play it for teammate. So BZ's going to go for the full flank here. That's number 2. Now, it's very heavy bottom now. I think it's 4 bottom or 3 bottom for FaZe and 2 bottom with 1 guy making a play. You end up, congrats to Paul X. You're able to zipline up here, number 5, and get the kill, but your teammates just lost the trade war bottom. Shoot. I think your body being there, like, killing a guy that's out of the play probably isn't all that great when you could have just been in the play and your teammates probably would have won it. Or one out on the trade war, at least. Nero, they end up double nading this route. Love that. Let's see a lot of that. They also immediately get it back on Paul X, who's chowing out this top window. Not necessarily wise, but you gotta. The guys playing these windows do it all the time. They know, like, when they take a risk, they know what it is. It's calculated. Sometimes you just don't win out. And now, wow. So they're going to start taking over this plat and trying to OE. Be annoying, I guess. Try to hit some flanks, maybe. And 2 FaZe players are here. They end up getting the first kill, but then number 1, that's Draza, is going to end up getting the double. I'm not sure what the idea is on this double OE on tower, to be honest. But, like, I don't like this play. Just be honest.
Yeah, and this is a good read from Nero, knowing that Atlanta has Draza playing deep towards the backside of tower. He knows he can get behind.
7 and 4 don't spot each other. Oh, they actually might have spotted him as a spectator because he reacted late. Teammates might have told him he saw him jumping heli, but he ends up getting shot in the back, so. Just 3-0. Last round they threw a man lead. Heavy drop down bottom now that you have heavy trophies. That's going to be spotted by BZ, who's Spiral, number 2. All 4 bottom for Minnesota. This should go to Minnesota. I imagine they don't lose this. As soon as the bomb goes down, number 3 isn't going to budge. That's simp. If we've watched London earlier, this OE around the back, getting control of this lane so that your teammates have like kind of free reign on boat and just peace of mind. That's kind of popular. So simp is just not budging, and now he's going to get up and leave because you would be here by now. You've had the whole map for too long to not already be here. To spiral, to boat, and then that's going to be number 1. Number 1 is waiting to drop down. It's draws. He probably has an AR. As soon as the first kill goes down, boom, he's going to drop. He's going to insta get caught by Paul X, though. He's not going to have it, or he's not going to give it up. Now, Paul X in this dope corner, his teammate's not going to be able to get shot in the back there because Paul X was watching it, so he's going to end up getting 2. Simp's going to trade, though. But, yeah, Simp would have traded, but he just didn't have time. That's going to be that. Minnesota just played that well. Paul just played discipline, didn't turn. Now, FaZe are going to do the 4 drop down. Minnesota opting for kind of a more boat pressure, kind of P2/boat heavy thing. One guy's going to be spiral, shouldering for info. Then you have 5, that's Paul X playing the same exact angle he played the round before where he got blooded. Or the, I should say, defense before. Boom. And Abizi is going to run in and just casually kill the guy crossing in for boat. Because number 8 actually can't help with that angle. The only thing that the guy sliding in should have been worried about was his inner. But whoever was originally playing inside of Spiral, I think, should have given his teammate that peace of mind, I guess. But you can't just sit in the corner and watch that, to be honest. It's just too obvious. But, I mean, yeah, Abizi's just going to casually get 2. And the thing is that on Abizi's screen, as soon as this guy runs in front of him, right, full sprinting directly at this angle, he 1 knows that there's a guy boat watching over him, and he 2 knows there's supposed to be a guy spiral, because why the fuck would you be full sprinting without being worried about this at all if somebody hadn't have made a mistake? So you immediately, the only person you're looking for is Paul X. Paul X is the guy who normally plays top. So realistically, if you're FaZe, based off this one guy running across your screen, you don't even have to see the 3 other players to know where they are. And that's just kind of how it works. High level COD is fairly big brain. Wow, it's going to turn into a 1v1 though. I completely missed out. Somebody had to got to it, but Gio's going to end up getting the freebie on Abizi there, and it's going to come down to a 1v1, Draza versus Gio. And now, okay, so Gio, just like the round earlier where Celium was spotting him and he hard played for a guy to be over at Zipline, once again, Gia not even worried about there being a guy spiral. He must know something about FaZe's tendencies, because he's just sliding in. He knows nobody's shouldering him, nobody's spotting him, and he's not going to be spiral. He has to be zip. He has to be zip if nobody else is showing themselves. That's kind of huge brain. I think it's just prep based. And now Draws is stuck in the rope room shouldering. Yeah, Draws just playing time. It's going to end up going FaZe's favor just based on how time is. And maybe that's why Gio knows that he'll be playing from there, because he knows that they're just going to be shouldering. So another heavy drop. FaZe are doubled bottom spiral now. I think they actually are going to have 3 spiral. Yep, 3 spiral. Gio's going to end up dying first. None of his teammates are watching over him. One of your teammates has to be watching over you. Like, who fucked up there? And yeah, FaZe are just going to kill 3 front. And they're going to run it. Last guy, Nero. Nero's going to end up getting 1 hitting the zip up. Why is Nero stuck zip? I guess it might have been the guy throwing the trophy. I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't have your sub there. Draws is watching him. They get info. They know he's plat /tower. He's gonna try.
You already gained info on where Nero was. You're gonna have to work in to kill all three of you. Yeah, this stands no chance, Alan. 5-1.
Your slide out phase, just looking at every entrance, and yeah, you just can't win it. It's gonna be 5-1 now. I mean, that's crazy.
It's been clean, it's been polished. This looks like the same thing Atlanta did.
So, I think our guy is hitting zip. Astro hit zip, Geo hit zip. Nero's gonna be watching over. Number 5 is gonna be playing, or I don't know. Number 5 is just gonna be watching front. Paul X doesn't see anything off rip. I feel like Paul has no idea what's going on right now. That's kind of annoying. He's gonna go top late. Now they're just heavy top. They're actually triple spiral or double spiral. Yeah, double spiral here. One guy in the back watching the BOE. One guy top. And so they're just clearing out. FaZe is just clearing out Firewood nades. They know they have it, but Paul's gonna end up getting a kill on a BZ, which a BZ was outer. So yeah, it's an angle Paul would have. Simp slides across, spots 2 in spiral. And yep, so they're double preaiming the spiral peak. They have number 4 and Simp looking at it. They end up getting 2 uncontested. Thing is, Nero's going to be able to get this, and he might be able to slide on 4 and kill him. He's not even going to bother, actually, because he's got draws to worry about. He's going to end up gunning draws, though, and last player's isolated. So that ends up going. Nero makes a play there. That's big. Nero just put himself in a good spot, got a freebie on Simp, who just killed 2 of his teammates. Knows that there's another guy on Zip, on FaZe's side, and he knows last guy's probably planning. I mean, that's almost guaranteed, so. Hold on. So FaZe opting for 2 heli, 1 low steps, 1 heli, 1 top, and 1 bottom blue, completely giving A up. I think FaZe's idea here is that things have been going so poorly for Minnesota on their A pushes on offense that they're just not going to do it, and they're correct. They just have one guy bottom with bomb, and all he's doing is shouldering, basically. They're going to get info on enough players, though, to where the bomb carrier is going to be confident enough to hit through. Paul's going to get a kill in spawn. He knows there's another one, and his grandma just shot at him. Estro's going to play for the peak top, and he's actually going to kill Cell up top. Now it's 2v2, but you kind of have info on where both Minnesota players could be. And they actually catch Estriel, drop down on the plant. And now they're looking for Paul. So what a BZ does is he looks back because he knows Paul could have gone plat. He knows Paul could be doing exactly what he's doing. He watches it for a bit, and then he plays the timing where Paul could have potentially hit through boat and gone spiral. Paul gets an insane timing, but he's going to end up getting traded. That's a series. Minnesota played that kind of well, though. I'm not going to lie. Their control was just outright better. And their Volt was also, like, it's hard to tell with Volt or the S&D on Volt if it just went their way. Like if they just got lucky a couple rounds on when they got those doubles, post plant doubles, but it's hard to say. I mean, they did just look better. I'm not gonna lie. They were on top of a lot of the big brain stuff that people are doing. Not that you can do a lot of big brain stuff on Volt S&D, but they were thinking ahead. So I'll go into the grand finals now. Ooh, did I ever readjust my camera? I wonder, how did that look? Oh, that looked fine. Okay. All right, and I'll hop in next.